You won't be able to sleep alone tonight after watching this video, because today's stories are so disturbing and so real that YouTube took this video down twice. These stories are so real that cops buried the cases. News channels were too scared to talk about it. But the proof? It's still out there, and I'm gonna show it to you. Got the guts? Then watch. So number 1, on May 21st, 2001, a PC game called Deus Ex was released. The game was set in New York City, but the developers made a mistake and forgot to add the Twin Towers. When the company realized the World Trade Center was missing from the map, they didn't add it back. Instead, they changed the story. They wrote that the Twin Towers had been destroyed in a terrorist attack. The crazy thing is, just 4 months later, on September 11th, 2001, terrorists actually attacked and brought down the real Twin Towers. Thousands of people lost their lives. After that, Deus Ex got a lot of attention because of this coincidence. Number 2, around 1876, in a quiet French town called Poitiers, a girl named Blanche Monnier lived with her rich, respected family. Then, she just vanished. People thought maybe she got married in secret, maybe she ran away, but the truth was far darker. 25 years later, in 1901, police got an anonymous letter. It said, the Monnier family was keeping a girl locked inside their house. When police broke in, what they found upstairs was horrifying. A locked room, dark, filthy, and it stank. Inside was Blanche Monnier. She was barely human, just skin and bones, only 25 to 30 kilos. Her eyes couldn't even take the light because she hadn't seen the sun in 25 years. Why? Her own mother, Louise Monnier, locked her up because Blanche fell in love with a lawyer who wasn't from their social class. To the mother, that was a shame. So for 25 years, she gave Blanche barely any food, barely any life. When Blanche was finally rescued, she was broken. Mentally, physically. Her mother died days later. Her brother was arrested, but walked free. Blanche survived, but she spent the rest of her life in a mental asylum. Number 3, Roswell, New Mexico, USA, July 4th, 1947. Rancher Mac Brazel is walking his field after a massive thunderstorm when he finds wreckage spread across hundreds of acres. Shiny metal, strange beams with weird symbols, material he has never seen in his life. He drives to town and reports it to Sheriff George Wilcox. Wilcox contacts Roswell Army Airfield. They send intelligence officer Major Jesse Marcel to the crash site. Marcel collects the debris and takes it to Base Commander Colonel William Blanchard. The next day, the Army makes it official. Press release. RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. Headlines explode worldwide. But 24 hours later, the story flips. Marcel is photographed holding weather balloon pieces and tells the public it was all a mistake. Just a weather balloon. Every officer and even Brazel suddenly changed their statements. The case is shut. 31 years pass. Then in 1978, retired Major Jesse Marcel speaks out. He says they were forced to lie under pressure from above. The real debris was not a balloon. The metal they found could not be cut, bent, or burned. It was not from this planet. In UFO history, the Roswell crash remains the most mysterious and most covered-up event of all time. Number 4, Palermo, Italy, 1920. A 2-year-old girl, Rosalia Lombardo, dies from pneumonia. Her parents are shattered. They loved her so much they couldn't let her go. So they call in Alfredo Salafia, the best corpse preserver in the game. He uses a secret formula, and it works. 100 years later, Rosalia still looks like she's just sleeping. That's why they call her the Sleeping Beauty. But here's where it gets creepy. People swear her eyes move, like she's watching you. There's even security footage that looks like her eyes are cracking open, just a little. Some say it's paranormal. Scientists say it's an optical illusion. When light hits the glass of her coffin, it creates shadows. It only looks like her eyes are opening. Her body is still in the Capuchin catacombs in Palermo. And to this day, thousands of people fly in from all over the world just to see her. Number 5. Deep in the Siberian wilderness, Russia, the Lykov family. They were a group of Christians called Old Believers. When communism took over Russia in the 1930s, religious people like them were targeted and harassed. So in 1936, Karp Lykov grabbed his wife and 2 kids and vanished into the forest to save their lives. They went so far out there were no roads, no electricity, no people, nothing. Just miles of trees. They built a cabin out of wood and survived by farming. No lights, no gas, no radio, no contact with the outside world. When Karp went into the woods, he only had 2 children. But later, 2 more were born in the jungle. Those kids had never seen another human being in their entire lives. They had no idea what was happening in the world. They never heard about World War II. They never heard about the moon landing. Nothing. Then, in 1978, Soviet geologists were flying a helicopter over a remote part of Siberia, looking for resources. That's when they spotted a small farm in the middle of nowhere. When they landed, they were stunned. The Lykov family had been living completely cut off from the world for 48 years. But after 1978, things got tragic. Within a few years, 3 family members died, 2 sons and 1 daughter. Only Karp and his youngest daughter, Agafia, were left. Karp died in 1988, and here's the wildest part. Agafia Lykova was born in that forest, and she's still living there alone today. Officials have tried to bring her to the city multiple times, but every single time she said no. For her, the forest is home. Number 6. Paris, 1930. 2 brothers with the last name Nicolas. Around the neighborhood, they were known for their strange lifestyle. They lived alone in an old apartment, kept completely to themselves. Their windows were always shut. Neighbors said weird smells and odd noises would come from inside sometimes. For a few months, everything seemed normal. Then one day, the building caretaker noticed a terrible stench coming from their door. He called the police. When they broke the door down, what they found shocked everyone. It became one of the most disturbing discoveries in Paris crime history. Inside were the 2 brothers. One was already dead. The other was barely alive. But that wasn't even the worst part. The rooms were filled with human bones, preserved body parts, and containers full of blood. Investigators said the brothers had been running experiments with human blood because they believed blood could give them immortality. During interrogation, the surviving brother confessed they were doing life extension rituals. They collected blood from freshly dead bodies and used it in their rituals. He said they had started acting like vampires as part of their experiments. The case exploded across Paris. People started calling them the Vampire Brothers of Paris. Authorities sealed the apartment and destroyed everything inside. To this day, no one knows if it was real occult practice or just severe mental illness. Some locals still say the old apartment gives off a negative vibe, like the Parisian Vampire Brothers are still out there, still trying to find immortality. Number 7. Paris, 1991. A mother and daughter checking into a hotel for what was supposed to be a memorable trip. But what happened next turned it into an unsolved mystery. A British woman, Mrs. Abercrombie, was traveling from India to London with her daughter. They planned to stop in Paris overnight, so they checked into a luxury hotel. The receptionist gave them room 342 on the 3rd floor. A few hours later, Mrs. Abercrombie suddenly felt sick. A doctor was called, and he told her daughter to go out and get some medicine. She left immediately and came back in about 30 minutes. But when she returned, room 342 was gone. The receptionist told her there was no room 342 in that hotel. She panicked. She said, "My mother is in there." But the staff thought she was crazy. According to the hotel records, that room didn't even exist. She went to the police too, but they didn't believe her either. No one on staff remembered her mother. No one remembered the room. Some people started calling it a parallel universe case. Maybe the daughter slipped into an alternate reality, and her mother got trapped in another dimension. The story spread across Europe as a horror mystery. Some say it's just an urban legend. Others think there's truth to it. To this day, the case is still unsolved. How does a person and an entire hotel room just vanish overnight? Alright, tell me, which story messed you up the most? Drop a 1, 2, or 3 in the comments. Let's see which one wins. And let's set a target. 1,000 likes and 300 new subscribers. We're at 350 subs right now, so we can do it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because the next video is even darker. Do what you do.